Hey guys, it's Pam. Today I wanted to carry you along with me. This is my morning setup. My husband made this, I guess it's a type of easel for me to work on, but anyway, this is how I normally work in the mornings. This is my Dilution square journal. I think it's 8 inches and some by, I don't remember the exact measurements, but it's 8 by 8, a little over 8 by 8. And I posted this picture yesterday. I wanted to show you how I go about creating something similar. I actually did a video on it and lost part of the footage. Well, silly newbie me didn't know I wasn't recording. Anyway, I picked out a focal image. This is a wild rose image that I found on the internet, and I printed it out and cut it. So this is how my thought process goes. I find an image I like, and then I work around the colors that are in the image. So I find the image that I like the colors in, of course. Let's see. The first thing, I'm going to put this aside, but that's the image I'm working around. I've got some washi tape here that I'm going to use, and I bought a set. It has all these browns in it off of from Amazon. The only thing I don't like is that it has the paper on the back, and I guess they can't stick to itself because it may mess with the image, but anyway, it's a little bit annoying. But I'll just carry you through my process this morning. There may be times that I'm quiet, but I'm usually quiet when I'm creating that, or I'll have some headphones in with Frank Sinatra going. I may put this image over here instead. It looks better that way. So I'll make my little L shape. And this is really similar to a previous video, I do believe. And yesterday when I did this, I had a piece over here that I had ripped. I don't know if I want the... I think I'll do the rough edges on this side. I like it better that way. I got a terrible shadow over here. Maybe it's okay. But I kind of always, not always, but I should have moved this over a little bit. Let me do that because I can reposition it a little bit. There. I kind of like this overlapping piece here in the corner. The more you play, you'll get a feel for what you like. And I'm going to go in with this darker one just to create a little bit of contrast. And while I'm off camera here, I'm just trying to get this paper backing off. That's the only thing I don't like about these. It's a pain in the Watusi. Jeez, I probably had to pause this for a minute because that was a pain in the arse. I wonder almost if it would be easier to just take some of this paper off and have it ready for the next time. Keep it kind of ripped back so you don't have to do this every time, because that is a real pain in the butt. Look, it will not come off very easy. Okay, I finally got this unrolled. I'm gonna tell you what, for art to be my therapy every day, this kind of piss you off. Make you want to cuss. Excuse my French, y'all, but ooh, that was annoying. Okay, and what I think I'm gonna do to this piece, and what I'm going to do with this whole roll here, is leave it to where that white backing is not on part of it, so maybe it won't be as annoying the next go round. So I got 2 pieces here. I'm going to definitely, this is my thing. I know a lot of other people may be similar. I definitely want 3s. I want it in 3s, so I'm going to put another piece right here. That's an odd number for me, so I do want some of this sparkly. Now this is some of the duck washi tape. I think I got this from Walmart not that long ago, and it's really pretty. It's got a almost rose gold tint to the little sparkles. Rip that. And I'll take one more piece, and what I did with this was just rip some and leave part of the rip edge on there. And some of this may be covered up anyway, so there. So that's all the washi tape I'm going to start with. Nope, I'm telling a tale because I want these music notes in the background. I'm probably going to end up getting some more of this because I really like the music notes. Kind of transparent so you can see through it, and it adds nice bits to the background. And I'm just going to sporadically put this over the page. I do have a stamp that has music notes on it too that's pretty nice. That may look like a bit much, but you'll see it. So the next thing I will do is stamp a little bit. I've got, let me grab these out of here. I've got circles and lines. I'll probably want to do some text. So what I have now is this stamp with the butterflies. I know that's a Tim Holtz one. I'm not sure about that one. And then I've got this at Tuesday Morning a couple weeks ago now, and I absolutely love it. It has just little heart pieces on it, so I'll use that, but I'm going to use a different ink pad for it. But I'm just using a black, what is that, archival ink by Ranger, and I'm going to put some text all around. And I like going outside the little borders here. Alright, that's enough of that one. And I can use this other page as a clean off if I want. I'm not wasting anything. I need to get in the habit of doing that. I tend to forget. Because if I work over here and use this as a clean off, I'll have a really good background prepped over here. Okay, now this one, I'm just going to put in 3 different spots. My ink pad needs a little ink added to it. I used it after using some acrylic mixed medium on a stamp, and it kind of gooed it up a little bit. I think maybe some of it might have dried on there. I'm not sure. Okay, so the next one I'm going to use this distressed oxide because it is water reactive. And I'm just going to put this little bit here and there. And I love the way this brown, because this is brown, and this brown will somewhat dissolve with some of the other colors I'll use here in just a little bit. So that's how I get that base started. The next thing I'm going to use is some of my gesso. If you want to know more about it, I got it in a favorites supply. It tells you, but it is the De La Rowney with a blue label. You know what? I didn't mean to do that. And I wonder if I want to put gesso first or medium, because I really want to use this in here. I want to put this down first. I'll put the gesso down first. I may end up putting a little bit more over it, we'll see. So I just take a palette knife and play. And have you guys seen on Nat Geo, I haven't seen it yet, there's a Picasso series out. In high school, we had a project to do where we had to copy another artist, and I've always loved Picasso. I love the abstract, but I think I suck at abstract. Okay, I'll try to get rid of a little bit of this darkness, but not so much that it's completely covered, because when this dries you'll be able to see some of that. Make some marks. Take some away if you don't like it. There. Now, see, I think I'm gonna dry this and be right back. Okay, so I think because I like part of my lines covered, I'm just gonna go ahead and do some of my little mark making. And you hold the pencil away and turn it away from the lid, tip, whatever. Just do a little mark making and playing. Now I will take some matte medium. I wonder if I want to put that there. Or here, because this piece is a bit larger than what I played with yesterday. I'll do that. I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm not sure about it. I'm just going to go for it. So I've got some Liquitex matte medium, the fluid. I thought I would like the fluid better, but I think I like the gel better. My brush, I didn't clean it yesterday. It's a little shabby. And part of that will, ooh, look at what a mess I'm making. That's alright. I like grunge. I think I may do is just flatten that with my finger this time. Have a little more control. I can use that to my advantage there by having that darker shadow back there. Because that pencil, that Jumbo Jet Cherries Art Aroma, it does kind of, see how it's water soluble somewhat. Okay, so let me dry that. Or should I go ahead and stick this mama on there? I need to shorten it. Normally what I do is I like to kind of sit this image on this line. So I may want to cut part of it off because I think that is too tall. Like the snip snip. I'm going to put it there. And part of that going over that line I kind of like. So I'll go ahead and do that while I'm putting this down. Yeah, that brush is in need of some, it's pitiful. It's in need of some love. And just put it down there. If you push from the middle and go out, it'll give you a little less wrinkles. Some wrinkles are fine though, because it gives you texture. Marvelous texture. And this is printed on an inkjet. You see how it's kind of, well, that could be that too, but when it blends out or kind of the color moves, reactivates it, doesn't bother me. Not when I'm working like this. I'm gonna dry this and I'll be right back. I think my pup needs to go out. She'll be back if she does. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to look at my colors here and decide what I want to pull out. So I can either change this a little bit, enhance it some with some acrylic paints, or possibly some watercolors. I'm not a huge, I don't know, it's like a red orange, and I like more of a pinky orange, if that makes any sense, or more of a purple orange. Let's see what I can make here. See what we can make happen. So this Quin Rose is a favorite. I like to mix it with the Naples Yellow or Yellow Ochre. So I'm going to take a little bit of Quin Rose and I guess the Yellow Ochre and mix it. See, I like more of a rosy orange. See if I can kind of, yeah, we'll do that because that's working okay. That way the color I put all over the page will have this color in it. And I'm not being like super perfect with this at all. And I've almost used up that color, and that's good. Okay. And I can always, with this browns in here, come in with some burnt umber. Kind of darken that bit up a little bit. And what I'll do here is use that burnt umber around the page because then it'll tie all these browns in together. I'm going to move this. I'll try to remember to tell you what colors I'm using. And these are all on my, this is actually the Daniel Smith palette. And I just put it in some gesso. Looky. Oh well. No worries. Okay, before I add color all around, I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this image out a little bit. And how I'm going to do that is put a little bit of white gesso. And I'm bad for using gesso as a paint color. As a paint instead of just a primer. Because I like the texture it gives and the results I get if I want to layer on top of it afterwards, because some acrylic paints are hard to put pen, well, I don't use pen, but even pencil over the top of it sometimes. And this gesso you can put pencil over like a champ. It's good. It's smooth. And I'm not going to overplay, well, that has matte medium. I was going to say how I've activated this over here with that moisture from this paint. I was going to try to stay away from that over here. Not being perfect, but I want to kind of smush that out where it kind of fades out with loosey-goosey strokes. I like the effects of playing loose, but I started out being super tight. I think I've loosened up quite a bit. I still get, sometimes in my art I still get a little, what I would say is tight, where it's all, lines are all perfect or not so loose anyway. Okie dokie. I think, let's see, should I pull around? Go in here a little bit. I think that's good enough. So I'm going to come off the edge of this one piece of tape over here. And I like my brush really wet so it'll drip drip. And if this isn't dark enough, I can always go in and add more color. sometimes after this is mixed, I'll just grab some Quin Rose by itself while this stuff is wet. Look, that looks like, holy crap, you messed up. But then I'll grab the yellow ochre and almost kind of mix it on the page. I like that brighter color better. Just getting water now and dripping it about, letting it kind of go its own way. You can help guide it. Because I really like that color, a little brighter, I'm going to go in this flower here and add more too. So I like this better than just the orange. This is that Quin Rose. Just hitting these parts where it's darker from the original piece. And now I can take that yellow ochre and kind of pull it in a little bit so you don't have such a harsh line. And it gives it that highlighted area. Do I need to add some to those too? I'll just put some of that pink in there. I say pink, Quin Rose. You can keep adding. One thing about playing on top of this matte medium, if you didn't like anything you just did here, you can wet that brush, wet that painting, and just wipe it away with a paper towel. So I'm going to take more color. I want to move my eyes around the page now, so I got this color here, and I need some over here. I need to determine, do I want it to kind of go on both sides of this line or just one? So let's see, I may just create a little color splash here and then have that color heavy across the line. And another way to bring color all together, I'm just going to get more water on my brush and splatter. Splatters are always good. There. Let's take some yellow ochre and put in there. See how this is puddling up right here? I like that because now it's going to give it a, just a, I don't know, like a border. And I want to do the same right here, so I'm going to add some more color right against that fuzzy part of the paper where we ripped that tape. And if you haven't gessoed over this or put matte medium on it, that paper will kind of wick it in, and I think it gives it a good little effect. So I don't want a harsh line there, so I'll just pull it out a little bit, but I do want that darker color to come forward. Let me add some here too. Now I'm just kind of balancing the piece out. That's kind of how I look at it. And I may even go around this with pencil to kind of pull it together, because right now it looks like an image stuck on the paper. Because I got pencil everywhere on here, I'll outline this with pencil. But for now, where I do all my little cross lines, I'm going to put more of the yellow ochre in those, in the brush, rather than just pink. That's still a little too pinky. I got more of that rose color, and I like to just put these in the corner of some of these lines and let the, okay, now my camera cut off. What I did was just add some more watercolor in these little shapes here, and I added, let's see, this was the yellow ochre with the Quin Rose mix. And then I went in with some of the Quin Rose a little bit more by itself, so I got like pink here, here, and there. And then I let it dry. So what I'm going to do next is some of this titanium white golden high flow and add some white splatters. And I just take a brush and dip it in here. Get some on here and splatter. Kind of want some heavier splatters than my last. There we go. There. Now I'll let that dry and then add pencil and possibly be near done. Okay. I got a smudge here because I'm too impatient. And that one thing about those high flows, when you splatter it like this, it takes it longer to dry those big bubbles. Now I got this green, this white smudge on here that's gonna bug me good. But that's acrylic, so yeehaw, it's not going anywhere. I'm gonna see if I can fix it with some sap green. Oh well, we may just have to leave it, huh? That or coloring pencils, when it's dry I can darken that back in. So I took this pencil while it was drying and did some lighter marks through here. And now, let me sharpen it just a teensy weensy bit. I'm just going to go around this with some super loose lines. And I kind of do, a lot of times I'll do double. I'll go around it more than once because then it looks like all these squigglies are done on purpose. And I probably won't go around each and every one of these things on here, but now when you go around it with this pencil, to me it brings the whole piece kind of together, because now this pencil and that kind of plays together. There. I think it needs something else, I just don't know what. Let me add some of this burnt umber to it in splatters. Or does it need to be in here and pulled out? I think some of that white is kind of too white and it's throwing me off. And then this color that was in here and against this white is not gradual enough. So I'm just going to put a little bit of burnt umber around some of this. Just like a hit and miss, and kind of pull it out somewhat. I think that looks a little better. Yep. Here, I like that better. I'm going to put a little bit of that burnt umber down here. I like that just crisscross lines. I guess that would be something that some would call my signature, because I do like these little crisscrossies everywhere. I don't know why. So if I got this one and that one, I need something like that. I don't know, I'm thinking this area is a little too light, but it'll be okay. There, I think I will call that done. I think, gosh, no, something up here now is not right. Y'all just play, have fun. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I do like that burnt umber around it a little better than it just being like stark white. Yep. Some white, but not all white. Now it looks too dark. Flower looks dark. I might totally screw this up, y'all. But what the heck are you doing? Not gesso. I just think something looks a bit dark in here. You see, when you add that gesso on top of this watercolor, it activates that watercolor, and so you get really a lighter pink, and it's not like bam in your face white. So I may do the same thing over that yellow and lighten this up a little bit too. Maybe it'll pick up some of that burnt umber and yellow. And if it doesn't, you just go right back in with that color. That softened that flower up quite a bit. I think that's what it needed. So, where I was going to cover that now, I want to make it lighter. So what I'm going to do is pick up some sage green on my brush and mix it with that. That almost looks painterly now. I don't know if that even, to me it looks even better. Giving all these leaves a more painterly look. And since I'm doing this part, now with this, I'm going to have to go back over that pencil part again. And then if you get some of these spots too light, I'm going to go back in and, while it's still semi-wet, and kind of shade. Pull some of these shades back through. And this is a super, my brush is really dry at this point with more color than water. There, I like that. Let me add a little bit to these flowers now, because they need some painterly look just like that. So, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put some more pencil in it, but not everywhere. So it doesn't take super long because it's already, I need to make this line a bit more bold right here. So I'm putting way more pressure on my brush. Now what I think I'm going to do is just give it some heavy parts in some areas, not all over. I might even give it a little scribbly bits here and there. And at this point, I'm just actually shading in some areas with the pencil, and I will leave these just raw. I like the little drippy pieces. Let's add some of that to them. Want to? Some of these leaves could use some extra bling. There, I like the way that looks. Make it look more drooped. think? I think that looks good. I know what else it needs. It needs some words, and then we'll be done. I have been enjoying these Tim Holtz words. This is the big chat. I think he may be coming out with more. What does this want to say? I think I'm going to go with good attitude. And y'all know what I wished I would have done before I started taking all of these off is scan these pages so I could make copies in the future. Good attitude, and I may still do the remainder. Good attitude. Grateful heart. Oh yeah, the words just finish it off. So, not that it's finished, but here's what I'm going to do next. Let me get a little bit of matte medium. Nope. Should I do matte medium first? I may not do matte medium at all. Sometimes I like to seat these down with matte medium, make sure they stay, because that paper, those stickers are paper and they kind of separate. So I'm just going to take some of this Distress Oxide in the Vintage Photo and go over these a little bit because it's going to blend, kind of pull it together. And I may even take this and go around the edge here in just a second. And if you see, like here, it got a little too heavy, a little darker than I'd like it to be. I'm going to take a brush, not super wet. I see I patted most of that off and just kind of move it around. And you can lift some of that. I could have lifted more of that if I would have used the matte medium over it. So I'm going to leave it alone because I think I'm lifting that paper. So I'm just gonna, let's see, take it and do that. How about that? So I'm not moving too much of that paint behind it, that watercolor. There. See, I'm starting to move that, so I better leave it alone. But I'm gonna dry this, go around that with pencil, and then do a border. And again, with these cross lines, I really like it. These are super messy, but I love those lines. I just had a thought. What was it? To do something else. Oh, because these little, that washi tape had these sparkles to it, I like to put some, I don't ever use my, I rarely use my sparkly watercolors, but I think I might get it out here in just a second. Because that's shimmering when the light hits it just right, and I like the way that rose gold color is looking. I'm going to take this Distress Oxide. Where did I get dioxide from? And that was still wet. I'm going to go around these corners a little bit heavier where it kind of hugs the page. There, now with that white coming through a little bit, I think it looks good. Let me see if I can see if any of these are Yasutomo, Yasutomo. Now, what color should I try? I'm going to do this one. And these need to be wet before they'll even pick up. You can't even see, can you? Get a little more water in here. Now Now it's getting soupy. Yeah, my stomach's growling. So if you hear it, I need some food. There. Now I'm going to see what that's going to look like when it's dry. And if it shows up, I'll try to get some pictures. I don't know if that's going to show up. Oh well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I think I'm going to call that done. I will dry this and then edit this video. But that, I think, is done. Well, I'm happier with it now. Cool beans. Well, I thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments or requests, leave them down below. And I thank you for watching.